next? At
Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast!
Once upon a time, the world was cruel, and there was a witch who knew it well. And so she sold her heart to build a house in the woods where the world could never find her. At first, she would let no one into her fortress. But in the long march of days, a strange thing happened. In her own cold and spiteful way, the witch made a friend. And then another. And then several more until her house was teeming with colorful faces and complicated lives. The house would come to be known as Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast, and it would last for a very long time. Chapter 13, Hey Kid Goes A-Guising. Featuring
Chinook Tessera as Hey Kid.
Abby Hepworth as Gertrude.
Jay Stropman as Monday.
Linda Cadega as Mr. Boggs.
and Brian Flaherty as Sal, and your concierge. On the front door of Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast, there is a sign which reads, "No soliciting, trespassing, romancing, snooping, snitching, or unnecessary small talk welcome." Yazeba reserves her temper for those she catches violating these rules. However, underneath that sign is a second, smaller sign, which reads, "Room for everyone." It is always September 15th inside the bed and breakfast, even if it's summer, spring, or winter outside, because September 15th is Yazeba's favorite day. However, on this particular September 15th, Gertrude finds herself staring at the pumpkin bucket Hey Kid was clutching, puzzled.
It's Halloween now? Isn't it always September here?
But no one answered her question. Hey Kid was practically jumping off the walls, grinning and yelling.
It's Halloween! It's Halloween! I gotta go trick-or-treating! I gotta!
Sal buried his head in his notebook. "Well, I'm not taking you again alone. Last year, we nearly got mauled by wolverines, okay? Not happening again." Parrish nodded in agreement.
Not with those dreadful ghouls out there.
Hey Kid tried to mount an effective counter-argument, but ended up just standing, crestfallen, with their bucket scraping the ground. Gertrude looked at the pair of them and closed her journal.
I can keep an eye on Hey Kid. It might be nice to get out of the bed and breakfast for a little bit after all.
Hey Kid's face exploded with excitement, and in mere minutes, Gertrude found herself walking through the leaves on an unfamiliar road with Hey Kid in full costume. Across the street were a couple of kids dressed as zombies, screaming and carrying rolls of toilet paper. When one of them turned to her with no lower jaw and one eye hanging loose, Gertrude abruptly realized that she had perhaps stumbled into something she wasn't quite prepared for.
Oh, no.
As you may have guessed, this is an eerie chapter of Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast, so the mechanics we'll be using for this episode are the Omen deck. For this, anytime we try to push onwards in the story, any of our characters can do a bingo or a whoopsie and flip cards from the top of this deck until they reveal an Omen card, which is a Jack, Queen, King, or Ace, the face cards. If they do a bingo, they'll flip cards from the top until they reveal an Omen card from the black suits, the spades or the clubs. If they do a whoopsie, they'll flip cards from the top until they reveal a red Omen card. So diamonds or hearts of the face cards. Whenever someone reveals an Omen card of the correct color, they'll consult the chapter rules to see what happens next and hold on to that Omen card unless the rules say otherwise. If the deck runs out before they find an Omen of the right suit, there's a moment of uneasy quiet, and we shuffle the unclaimed cards back into the deck. At the end of the chapter, these cards will be used for our housekeeping and for character advancement. For this chapter, everyone who's playing it gets to decide whether they feel like more of a goblin or more of a guard. Goblins are here for the candy and for the fun. They're the trick-or-treaters. The guards are there to chaperone these goblins and keep the goblins from realizing that perhaps the other trick-or-treaters are a bit more dangerous than they might realize. Additionally, everyone who is coming out trick-or-treating, who's coming out with Hey Kid going A-Guising, gets to choose a costume from the list below or make one up themselves. So we'll go through our costumes in just a moment. In addition, if you choose to be a goblin, if you choose to be a trick-or-treater, you get some additional bingos and whoopsies to what is on your character sheet. So goblins get the additional bingos of look really endearing in your costume, which I'm sure Hey Kid will take full advantage of. And also hold your basket and say pretty please, which I don't know if Hey Kid will take advantage of because I don't know if please is quite in Hey Kid's vocabulary. And additionally, any goblins get these whoopsies. They can scream really loudly or they can cause a ruckus. Only the goblins are going to be interacting with the Omen deck. Whenever they interact with the deck, they must first say trick or treat. And as the goblin flips over the cards, they hold on to any non-omen cards. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And at the end of the chapter, these non-omen cards will denote how much candy they were able to get out of this trick-or-treating experience. So getting more and more of those means more and more candy for your haul. Each omen card that a goblin flips over is going to represent a threat that the guards have noticed, but the goblins have not yet. So whenever an omen card is revealed, the goblin who revealed it describes what the threat is based on the list in the book, and the guards must try to resolve the threat by doing bingos or whoopsies, preferably without the goblins realizing that there was ever a problem. If the problem is resolved, the goblin who turned over the omen card gets to give out that card to whichever guard they believe correctly handled the threat. If, however, the threat wasn't addressed, or if the goblin got frightened by the problem, they'll drop half of their candy, which means they have to shuffle half of their collected cards back into the deck, and, if appropriate, flee from the situation entirely.
Tragic.
This chapter will end when all 4 aces have been collected. Once that happens, it is curfew time, and everyone heads back to the bed and breakfast, where we will compare our loot, and the bed and breakfast may get a couple of things to put on its shelves. Any omen cards we've collected, along with 8s, 9s, and 10s, will be used for leftovers for our housekeeping. As there is this kind of very crisp chill in the air on this oddly Halloween-y September 15th, a strange time for this particular chill and this particular visage of the moon in the air. Everything is tinted with like a bit of a strange glow of reds and oranges and silvers. And there are a number of people about, all in various dressed up costumes, lots of sheets, lots of mummies, lots of devil horn type things, all going about. And I think it's about now that Gertrude looks over and realizes that a number of these denizens who are going about trick-or-treating are maybe a little more capable of tricks than treats. Gertrude, to start us off, can you describe Gertrude and also what costume she's wearing?
Gertrude is a teenager who's got very tween energy, of very unsure of what she's got going on, who she is, what she likes, or how to feel about what she likes. And I think on this particular day, she is wearing her kind of signature mismatched sweatpants and like a big knit sweater sort of a thing. Oh, and she has her mask, which is covering her face almost entirely. Today, we'll say it looks like she tried to maybe get into a festive spirit. So what started as a sort of just very plain round white mask with little eye holes cut out in it. She's doodled a little bit on the edges of it, of like maybe some little spooky stuff, some little leaves, sort of autumnal doodles kind of around the border of it. And because she has volunteered to take Hey Kid out trick-or-treating, she is a guard, although she feels some kind of way about it. She's not entirely positive she can handle this responsibility. And I think that her costume is that she has simply pulled a weird-looking hat from the back of the closet, any closet. She went into a room and found a hat in a closet, and it's one of those, like, I'm just picturing all the hats from 4 Weddings and a Funeral, where they're like,
oh, sure,
just weird,
Andy
big,
McDowell's hat.
Yes, ugly, have lots of flower adornment on them. The only place a person would ever wear them is to a British wedding. And then she also took a mop because she couldn't find a broom, and she's her version of like a witch, but not really.
A very interesting pastoral witch, I suppose.
It's what Gertrude found and was like, okay, well, this feels festive.
You're holding on to this mop and this hat, and the hat is threatening to escape you with the wind, and also you're kind of like whipping your head around trying to see all these different kind of ghouls and goblins that seem to be out tonight, and you're getting pulled along much faster than you'd like by a very small little child. Hey kid, why don't you describe what you look like and also what costume you're wearing?
Yeah, Hey Kid is in a young, like 10-year-old type form, and they're wearing a suit that is like clearly too big for them. Clearly like an adult suit that Hey Kid kind of found and like cut up to like make it fit around like the pants and like arms and stuff. And then instead of like, because they don't have like a belt or anything, they found like a piece of like twine in Yazeba's like kitchen or something and tied that to like make the pants stay up. And if you look like close, like they're wearing like a little like shirt with a tie and everything, it's very like cute, like a little kid in a suit. And I think if everyone looks close enough, they realize that's one of Mr. Boggs' suits that Hey Kid went into his room and stole. Hey Kid like is like holding Gertrude's hand before they even goes, wait 1 second, and then runs back inside, goes to Yazeba's like bookshelf, grabs one of the ghost law books from the shelf, and comes out and is like,
I'm a lawyer that practices ghost law.
and that is Hey Kid's costume.
And I gotta say, this ghost law textbook, we've established there's 30 or 40 of these books on the shelf, and they're all about the size of Hey Kid's head. Like this is a tome to this small child. As you guys kind of make your way out, I think this is about the time that Mr. Boggs all of a sudden realizes that one of his very fine suits seems to be missing, and there are clips and little fragments and stray strings kind of scattered from his room all the way down the stairs and out the door. Can you go ahead and describe Mr. Boggs and what you might be wearing as you head out with Hey Kid and Gertrude?
Oh, not again. Mr. Boggs is kind of a dour gentleman. He wears a bowler hat and a nice suit. I think it's all the same shade of like dark navy. He carries an umbrella, and it's always raining, sort of like right above his head. Mm-hmm. And he usually can stave off the worst of it with his umbrella, but when he turns too fast or he walks, in a direction that the cloud was not necessarily expecting him to walk, like, get a little soggy, get a little damp. I think that he's incredibly unremarkable.
Mr. Boggs. I love Mr. Boggs.
I think he has the kind of face that you forget 2 seconds after meeting him.
Oh no! Mr. Boggs!
And I think that to sort of suit that kind of unremarkability that he sort of like believes he himself is relatively unremarkable, there's like always like a fine mist kind of like around his face and shoulders as well. So I think he would just sigh, see all this. It's just like, he just sort of like immediately accepts the premise, and is sort of like holding onto his briefcase as he walks down the stairs trying to find Hey Kid, who's invariably stolen one of his suits again.
And I'm guessing that Mr. Boggs, as you start to head out, are you putting on any kind of costume knowing that there is trick-or-treating happening, or are you going just kind of in your classic attire?
He's going exactly as he is.
Okay.
So tragic.
I mean, he has a costume somewhere. He has a costume, but he's naturally just going as himself. But if anyone asks him what his costume is, I'm sure that he would be able to answer that. I'm sure. I'm really, yeah, of course.
And as Mr. Boggs heads out the door and follows these scraps of one of his suits, do you think he's going out in the role of a guard, or is he going out in the role of a goblin? Does Mr. Boggs have a bit of a streak of wanting some candy?
No, he's such a guard. Of course he is. I don't think that's a question.
And as Mr. Boggs leaves the door, we see another figure that is sitting out on the front porch and is kind of witnessing a bit of this happening. Monday. Can you describe your character and also what costume you might be wearing as these Halloween festivities begin to kick off?
Monday is sitting and waiting, mostly because they were dying to see what Mr. Boggs was going to wear. And I think you see Monday's face looks just a little bit disappointed to see Mr. Boggs in the same old thing. Monday is a fairy, a little fairy merchant who runs the gift shop at the bed and breakfast. And typically they wear a very ostentatious purple suit, almost like comically, clownishly ostentatious. It's like old pirate garb, the frills and the vests and all of the excess to the outfit. And most everything is like purple tinged, and they look almost exactly the same, but their costume for this event is that they've added a very equally ostentatious twirly mustache and some perfectly proportioned horns, so they are a handsome devil for this evening.
Oh la la.
I love it.
I feel like Monday could be a goblin or a guard, and truthfully, I went back and forth about 100 times in the last minute trying to decide, but I think that they want to go as a goblin because I think that they want to see what they can collect to try to turn into new things to stock the gift shop, and also just to kind of see what people are dressing as this year, because that feels relevant somehow.
I love that. I love the idea of you going out and trying to like collect things for the gift. Like, oh, there's people giving out free stuff. Great.
Exactly. I'll have to spend my money.
Stock this. Great return on investment there.
Yeah.
As you start to head off down after Hey Kid in your fairy costume and your horns, you hear some pretty heavy footsteps running down the stairs. Whoa, wait for me. And bursting through the front door is Sal, who is normally wearing what was clearly once a like very preppy school uniform, like gray pleated skirt, cardigan over top of a shirt with kind of a tie. The tie's been loosened, the cardigan and the skirt are all like torn and ripped in a very like punk rock way. And what had previously said St. Olga's Preparatory School for Beautiful Souls, the beautiful part has been etched out, and there's a bunch of like pins of the day that are kind of slowly replacing the beautiful. So like punk rock, hardcore, rocker, and today it's Moon Age Daydream, and he's got a big Ziggy Stardust kind of lightning bolt across his face as he runs out and comes around Monday, and Boggs kind of throws his arms over both of them. Probably too old for trick-or-treating, has clearly been trick-or-treating as a guard in the previous years, but now that Gertrude has taken up the mantle, despite him definitely being older than Gertrude, he's going full goblin mode.
Gertrude has feelings about this.
And he throws his arms over both of you and goes, "Are you guys ready to get so much sugar? Oh. I love trick-or-treating."
Yeah, Sal, I kind of hope maybe you would like help me keep track of Hey Kid a little bit this year, maybe.
Sal, right off the bat, is going to go ahead and do a whoopsie and get caught up in his own stuff and just be like, "Listen, I've taken care of Hey Kid the past couple of years. It's not that bad." And you see like somewhere in the back of Sal's mind, there's just like horror stories playing. There's like flashes
lighting
happening.
Sal on fire in one of them.
Yeah, Sal's been like struck by lightning, lit on fire, drowned in various ways, all by Hey Kid.
It's waterboarding
yeah.
Sal. Oh my god.
It's just like terrifying, nightmarish things. And Sal just goes, "I'm just excited to do a little bit of trick-or-treating This may be my very last time. So since he's doing a whoopsie, we're going to go ahead and flip some cards until we get a red omen card. Oh, we're starting off with an ace. Wonderful. So I turned over the Ace of Hearts, and the prompt is, when the door opens, the stressed out mom can barely give me anything because she's too busy with 10,000 other things. How do we make her life easier? So I think it's the point where you see Sal walk up to a door in front of Hey Kid and just knock on the door. Trick or treat. Hey Kid, tell us what do we see for this mother?
The prompt is a mother that we're trying to make her life easier, essentially.
For the goblins, like you, me, and Monday don't necessarily notice, but Mr. Boggs and Gertrude are both going to try to alleviate this stress, essentially, without us noticing. So what I think I want to do is the goblins are going to kind of set the stakes a little bit, and then the guards will have to deal with them.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Totally.
I think we see, like, this mother open the door, and she's holding like two kids in her arms, and then behind her there's just like a cacophony of just like noises and like children, animals, like a monkey, like things are just going nuts in her house right now.
These are popping off.
You see like a small child like with a flamethrower running around, and she opens the door and goes, "What?" Like also like has a cigarette in her mouth, clearly very stressed. What do you want?
Trick or treat.
Yeah, candy or anything else really you've got lying around, I would take it.
Oh no.
Looks at you all, and like kind of looks at Gertrude and Mr. Boggs and goes, "These your kids?"
Not biologically speaking.
Oh, you adopt too, I see. A fellow adopter.
Yes.
Here, take these for a second, and like tries to hand you these two babies.
Mr. Boggs takes those two babies. He's got like he's still holding his briefcase, of course, like he's got one kind of
Put a baby in the briefcase.
Reach out, and rather than help hold the babies, it's just like, okay, I'll hold your umbrella. And so it's just like holding the umbrella out for you.
Just one arm of Gertrude getting soaked.
Children. These are adult human children in my arms. Oh.
Yeah, they're adult humans. They're like 35-year-old men that you're holding.
Mr. Boggs is so overwhelmed that I think that what he really wants to say is to Sal something along the lines of like, don't you think you're a little old for this shit? But he's not, because he would never. But I think he would sort of like readjust the babies, like put them both in one arm and sort of like take his umbrella back, and he's like, Gertrude, do you think perhaps you could go and I see the candy right there inside on the little foyer. I'm sure that she won't mind. Just grab a couple bars really fast.
Oh, okay. You think because she seemed like a little bit mad. Do we think that's okay?
I think we should get out of her hair as soon as possible.
Okay. And so she's gonna do. Gertrude is gonna do this thing where, because she's still trying to keep the umbrella over you, is gonna like kind of spread herself out, and she's like almost
just stretching.
She's stretching to be able to do both, where she's like kind of half doing a split, like.
I really love the idea that Mr. Boggs could move with you and just doesn't.
He doesn't want to go in the foyer himself, because then the rug would get wet.
Yeah,
course,
exactly. Gertrude will take, and it's like the candy is still in that big bag that like it was store-bought, and Gertrude's gonna try to like pour it into the bowl that's right next to it, that clearly this mom was like, I was gonna put the candy in the bowl and I have 1,000 children, so I didn't, and we'll pour it in and then try to take 3 pieces for the goblins among us?
You grab the 3 pieces and deposit them quickly in the bags.
As you do that, the kid with the flamethrower running inside the house goes, "Wait, where's my candy going?" And begins to come to the door as the lady also comes back and is like, "All right, here," and then picks up the kid with the flamethrower and gives it to Hey Kid and goes, "That's your treats. All 3 of those kids are yours now."
Oh no, no, ma'am.
What?
I'm as the adopted
Yeah.
father. Yes, that I would prefer no flamethrowers, as you can see.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can take the flamethrower, and takes the flamethrower
Thank
off the
you.
kid. And
Yeah.
the kid begins reaching for it, and it's like, "All right, those 3 kids are yours now."
Ooh, yeah, these kids, these am I
Yeah.
yours? No,
You
thank
seem like
you.
you're-
Do we want them to maybe, they could come trick-or-treating? We could take them trick-or-treating?
Oh,
or
you
if
want to take
think
them
that would be,
trick-or-treating just for the
helpful?
day? Yeah, you can have them just for the day. Yeah,
For
absolutely.
today?
That'd be great.
Please, no.
Yeah, you could bring them back at 12.
Sal just pops Hey Kid and Monday on the shoulders, goes, "All right, next house. Hey Kid, lead the way."
Their names are Germ, Squirm, and Worm.
I'm giving them back to you now.
No.
Say, I feel like the mom closes the door, and then we each just kind of put them on the stoop, and we're like, "All right, stay here." Maybe Gertrude grabs one extra piece of candy and is like, "You can split this amongst yourselves."
Yeah, I think Mr.
One
Boggs
Werther's original.
presses the doorbell and is like, I've heard about this. This is called ding dong ditching. Perhaps we go.
Okay, you're so smart, Mr. Boggs. So smart.
Very much. an adult.
Sal looks back and just yells, "Yeah, Mr. Boggs, ding dong ditch jail."
Thank you. Yes.
I think we run after the goblins to the next house.
Hey kid, do you want to ring the next doorbell?
Hey Kid goes, "Yeah, absolutely." And then just continually presses the doorbell like 30 times until the person comes to the door.
The door opens and we all yell,
Trick or treat.
"Trick or treat!"
Trick or treat!
Does anyone want to do a bingo or whoopsie as someone opens the door? I could have Sal take one, because one of
Yeah.
Sal's bingos works for everything. It is do it again but louder. so from behind Hey Kid and Monday, you hear a small chorus of Trick or Treat, and then you hear Sal from the back go, "Trick or treat!" And we're gonna go ahead and flip. Since we did a bingo, we're gonna flip for some black cards.
Cool.
Looking for a black face card.
Oh, so many cards.
we
Oh,
go.
there she is.
We flipped over the Queen of Spades, which is an older kid dressed in black robes with a terrifying mask stops us. She demands a candy tithe. How do you help her deal with her loneliness?
Oh.
Monday, would you like to tell us how this masked robber approaches us?
Yeah. I think we've approached a house, one of the few houses that has the lights off, and so we ding dong the doorbell over and over and over, and there's just no answer. And perhaps someone was waiting for anybody to arrive here because it's an opportunity. And she runs out from behind a bush and just tries to corner one of us. Maybe I'm trying to think of the most vulnerable person here, and I'm very sorry, but it has to be Mr. Boggs. So, I think what she does is she just kind of creeps over your shoulder, Mr. Boggs, and she's just like, "Oh, what brings you to an obviously abandoned house? Are you trying to find something you shouldn't be trying to find?"
No, little child. No, as you can see, I'm escorting my friends.
The confidence, it just is so assuring. They don't have candy here, so
Oh well, I'll break it to them easy. They're
Right.
delicate.
Yeah. And, there's a lot of scary things in this house. And if I hadn't stopped you from going in, something might have come out. And I don't know what could have happened. But,
well, statistically speaking, probably not a lot. Halloween's one of the safest nights for children, actually, just because there's so much paranoia out there that typically the police presence is such that children are usually generally safe. But thank you for your concern. It's very, very well placed.
For children, sure, but for adults, who knows what could be hiding behind the shadows?
I don't know what you're talking about. As you can see, I'm clearly dressed as a child looking for the seat on a bus.
Classic Halloween costume.
I love Mr. Boggs so much.
Well, listen, you can either figure out what's going to come out of this house and, decide whether it is dangerous or not, or you can give me a little tip for, helping you out. You want to stay safe tonight, don't you?
You know what, kid? I admire your entrepreneurial spirit. And I think that you were right to come to me, clearly the most wealthy and well-off of the group. One who is wearing a complete suit and has full control of their umbrella and briefcase.
Yeah, that's how I knew for sure.
The others, no control over their umbrella.
I think while this interaction is going on, that Hey Kid and Monday and Sal are all trying to look in various windows, and Gertrude is trying to single-handedly kind of corral me. I don't really think, if the lights are off, maybe...
Yeah, Hey Kid throws a brick through a window.
Maybe they're not. No.
I think...
Maybe that's not what we do, Hey Kid.
I think that Mr. Boggs sort of, turns away from the kid who's run up to him, and he'll, rustle into his briefcase, and he'll pull out a stapler. And he'll be like, this has served me well for many a legal brief, and I am so sure that with it you can use it to perhaps staple together a zine.
What's a zine?
You will probably be very good at them. Maybe in college, when you're going through a phase. And he tries to give you a
This isn't really candy like I asked for, but I think she's immobilized by what to do with this, because it is absolutely not what she asked for, but it is an offering.
Yeah, Mr. Boggs sort of reaches out and almost pats her on the head, and then thinks better of it and touches her shoulder gently, and then it's just
oh,
I love the awkward stepdad energy so much.
Pleasure doing business with you.
I love the promise of one day you're gonna be good at zines. And that's how you're gonna find your people.
good luck.
As this happened, Cake had crawled through the hole he made in the window with the brick, and then walks outside with 4 gold bars for everyone.
I got her stuff. Let's go.
Mr. Boggs sees none of this.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yep. Next house. Let's go.
As we run to the next house, because I picked that omen card, and I think Mr. Boggs handled it wonderfully. Mr. Boggs, you get to take this queen, so you can take that card and put it into your hand.
Excellent. One of Mr. Boggs's bingos is encourage an entrepreneurial spirit.
Hey!
And I sort of just realized as we were playing through the last one, I'm like, oh yeah, if we as guards do bingos or whoopsies, it doesn't count towards scrolling through the deck, right?
Correct.
So I was just oh, excellent. So I'm gonna be.
It's just bonus.
So now
Just do bonus bingos, bonus whoopsies.
So that's gonna be fun.
We start running towards the next house. Monday or Hey Kid, give me a bingo or whoopsie we do as we start running. And also keep in mind we have those additional bingos and whoopsies available to each of us. Look really endearing in your costume, hold up your basket and say pretty please, and the whoopsies of scream really loudly and cause a ruckus.
I think Monday's going to turn to Hey Kid and be like, that was pretty impressive what you did. Just throwing a brick through the window? I would have never thought of that. Is that typical trick-or-treating?
Yeah, that's what Hey Kid does.
And then Hey Kid's gonna go to Monday and goes, and like gives Monday like one of the gold bars and goes,
Was that Mr. Boggs' girlfriend?
Yeah, probably.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too. And honestly, happy for him.
Yeah, he's real lonely.
I know. I actually was like thinking of setting him up with another fairy, but this is great. Hey, listen. Was thinking like, I know that last house was abandoned, but do you think you could do that for the next few houses? Like get in somehow, get a little extra. If you do, I could maybe cut you a deal on what I'm able to sell it for in the shop.
You want me to trick them?
Yeah, that's the point, right? Trick or treat?
If they don't give us treats, I got a trick.
That's exactly it. One of my bingos is offer up a good deal.
Oh,
yes.
I love it. For this entire conversation, Sal just has a 1,000-yard stare, and there's just like more flashbacks of Hey Kid trick-or-treating. But then Sal snaps out of it, like looks over to Gertrude and realizes it's her problem tonight.
Hey Kid spits on his hand and holds it out to Monday.
Ooh. They spit on their hand and do the same.
Amazing.
Good deal.
Great deal.
You're doing a bingo. You can go ahead and flip for until you get a black face card.
Mr. Boggs was watching all this from a distance because he's trying to be like the cool dad. like let
I feel like Gertrude is also like trying to, because she's like, well, like, I'm being an adult today. So she's just kind of like hanging with Mr. Boggs. Like, yeah, I guess we like hang back here. I don't know. That handshake looks like maybe I should be concerned about that. I don't know. But hanging back here is cool.
And Mr. Boggs is a little like uncertain of how to deal with Gertrude. So I think that he would just be like, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. I heard you saying that your costume is a kid waiting for a bus. It feels like a kind of a cool costume.
Yeah.
I've never really seen kids wearing suits except for Hey Kid when he sometimes takes yours.
Right. Well, that was last time. Now I'm in my boss's waiting room preparing to ask for a raise.
Cool. It feels like a stressful costume for Halloween, but sure, yeah.
It is stressful, thank you. I think that I'm embodying it rather confidently.
Yeah, I think you're pulling it off.
Thank you.
Monday, what card did you turn over?
I drew the King of Spades. The King of Spades reads, I haven't noticed the ghostly individual that's been following us for the last few houses. How do you get rid of the ghost without me noticing?
So I think I'll take a turn describing what this ghost looks like. And I think as we're running along, Hey Kid and Monday, both with gold bars and or bricks in their hand, are like running around scouting the best house for what is now a burglary ring.
The bling
petty
ring.
burglary.
The bling ring.
Yes.
It's for sure a bling ring.
The ding dong ditch ring.
A bling ring pop.
Nice.
That's going in the trailer right there. Hell yeah. I think that's about the time that Gertrude and Mr. Boggs look back, and you guys see a wisp of like dark, like Vanta black shadow. That Vanta black, is that the like mega black? Yeah. That has been like skimming along the sidewalk and into the grass, kind of like hiding in other shadows. But the problem is this shadow is so dark that it like is even a shadow within a shadow. And you kind of momentarily see it kind of like, rather than being two-dimensional and flat, it peeks its head up and you see two little pinprick yellow eyes that as you kind of look closer, like the camera kind of zooms in on the eyes and you see that each of them are like Werther's originals. You see the ghost kind of pull its hands together, steeple its fingers, and then go, and a big giant like yellow tongue, like full on Hayao Miyazaki Spirited Away, like comes and like licks its entire face excitedly and begins to scoot past, heading towards the candy baskets of each of the three goblins.
I think while we're sort of walking behind everybody, that Gertrude keeps looking back because even though that house was abandoned, she's really scared that breaking the window, somebody's gonna like come out and that they're gonna get in trouble. So she sees the ghost. And she's gonna say, hey, so Mr. Boggs, I'm like I haven't really been around this neighborhood that much, but is there like a ghost that's also kind of like a black hole that's also got like candy eyes that maybe is like a really friendly no no you don't know them?
Let me think.
If you need like a visual, they're right there.
He looks over and he stares at this thing for like a good 10 seconds. And then he turns to Gertrude and he's like, I don't think I know them.
I think it's Gertrude and Mr. Boggs fully standing there making direct eye contact for 10 full seconds with this ghost.
The shadow ghost kind of stops and just regards you guys, like fully in a 3-dimensional form with the candy eyes just kind of spinning in this like goofy Scooby-Doo way. And just kind of like freezes as if it won't be seen, even though it's now standing directly in the pool of light cast by a street lamp.
The entire time, Gertrude's just going,
you see the ghost just kind of like, rather than, skim along the surface in a very like ghostly smooth way, literally you see legs that weren't there do like a big step and then a big step. So it's slowly moving like out of the light into slightly more dark shadows.
So you don't know them?
No, not even a little, actually.
Very cool.
I don't get out much. And he says it very proudly. He's like very pleased about this fact.
Cool. I'm gonna go alright, I'm gonna maybe go check on and like see what's up with this guy. But like I can handle it. I can totally do this. I can totally do this myself.
Of course. I have you can do it. And Mr. Boggs follows Sal, Monday and Hey Kid, and sort of like glances back at Gertrude and like gives her like a thumbs up.
Nice.
Just go, so hey Mr. Werther's ghost. Sup?
Hey.
So baby, were you living in that house with the broken window? I don't really know how the window got broken. I definitely don't know about that.
Sorry, did you call me Mr. Werther's ghost?
Is that not your name, sir?
No, that is my name. I just want to make sure that no one really gets that right.
Yeah, Mr. Werther's ghost. Yeah. Well, cause like your eyes, they're so
Werther's.
they're Werther's.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like some? And like goes into like his ghost pocket and then like kind of like holds them out at the palm of it, like in his like a giant chunk of Werther's is just in his hand, and he like kind of gestures it towards you and goes,
I was gonna say this is very no face.
It's exactly no face.
Is that like okay. Gertrude's gonna take one of them, but then just like kind of hold it by the end of the wrapper. Thank you. This is like it's real cool. So like what are you up to tonight? What you doing? What you getting up to?
I'm stealing candy from goblins.
So like maybe you don't have to steal from like my friends though, if that's cool.
I think before this is even resolved, I'm going to have Sal do another whoopsie, and we're going to start compounding these on top of each other.
Amazing.
Oh, no.
And as Monday and Hey Kid are both very confidently holding onto these bricks, like scheming amongst themselves about this candy bling ring they're about to be running, Sal has a brick in his hand and is going to do a whoopsie by faking confidence and just kind of holds it very unsure and very conflicted because like he's been trying to be in goblin mode, is so used to guard mode, just kind of looking back and forth between Monday and Hey Kid and over at Gertrude, who's now dealing with this Werther's
Looks
ghost
like she's just talking to the dark.
and just kind of goes, I mean, we could do this, or we could just do like, Trick or Treat Classic, like Coke Classic. People didn't like new Coke. We might not like new Trick or Treat. Like maybe let's just stick with, the classic, just ding dong Trick or Treat kind of stuff.
How would we know unless we tried?
Okay, yeah, that tracks. That kind of makes sense. Okay,
Mr. Boggs sees Sal with like a brick in his hand, and he's just like, not again. And he sort of like speeds up a little, trying to catch up to them.
And as that happens, Sal's gonna flip some cards. Since we did a whoopsie, we're looking for red cards. And there it is. There's King of Diamonds, which reads, one of the houses slammed their door in my face. How do you make it up to me? So I think as they're trick-or-treating, Sal goes up to a door, knocks on it. So some guy comes out with a big bowl of candy. And clearly, like, this is the bowl of candy that's like, this is the good house. This is like the full bar's house. You see Sal's eyes light up and he goes, hey, trick or treat. And the guy at the door like gives Sal a once-over and kind of looks and goes, aren't you a little old to be trick-or-treating?
Boggs visibly gasps.
Oh.
Sal immediately looks crestfallen as the door is just slowly closed in Sal's face.
Sal.
Mr. Boggs sees this happen. He sees Sal sort of get shut down, and I think he goes up to the door and he's like, I'll take care of this. And he knocks on the door.
Sal's just kind of like looking at Mr. Boggs like, yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Maybe he's right. Maybe
fine.
Oh, hello. It is your rabbits in the garden who wear funny little outfits. No, look at our outfits. We are so chic. We are coming here to tell you. I hope you are enjoying the garden.
Yeah, we're hoping you enjoy the garden. It's pretty fun out here, but also we're trying to do like a fun garden party for Gertrude, and everybody's chipping in, everybody. And so if you want to help chip in, I was just gonna tell them about how to chip in. Well, I'm just trying to make sure that they know how to chip in. I'm trying to tell them how to chip in.
Yes, but tell them how to donate to Gertrude's birthday. You're gonna go over to patreon.com/myfirstdungeonpod. It's gonna be a good time. You'll find some snacks and treats and 2 whole new chapters of Yazeba's bed and breakfast.
Yeah, it's gonna be super fun.
Okay, we gotta go back down now, or the matriarch's gonna come for us all.
Midnight Muscadines is a cozy, dark, tabletop role-playing game where light and shadow intertwine in a fractured world. Players take on the roles of marmoteers, brave adventurers who journey into the untamed wilderness to collect the elusive Midnight Muscadines, craft magical jams, and protect the fragile light of Nim. Through collaborative storytelling and resourceful gameplay, players weave tales of courage, community, and the pursuit of balance. Will you preserve the light, uncover the truths hidden in the shadows, or reshape the balance of the world forever? Midnight Muscadines is perfect for fans of Studio Ghibli and Sea of Stars who seek to capture the magic of exploration and the heartfelt adventure in a world where small heroes make a big impact. Play Midnight Muscadines as a traditional GM'd game, GMless, or even solo. Midnight Muscadines is crowdfunding now on BackerKit. Join the campaign at pandeongames.com/muscadines.
I'm Quinns of tabletop role-playing game review show Quinn's Quest, and this is Play to Find Out. Play to Find Out is an actual play podcast that brings notorious old games from the 80s and 90s back to the table. Each season of Play to Find Out, I'm joined by Emily Johnson and Rob Morgan.
Good? Nervous?
Yeah.
You both looked at each other really concerned, like you think what's about to happen is going to be unpleasant. And frankly, I think that's rude.
And together, we explore the TTRPGs of ages gone by. Our goal? To separate the TTRPGs that deserve to be remembered from those that maybe don't. I don't know, Emily. It was the 80s.
Also,
a lot of people were on cocaine. We blow the dust from decrepit systems to learn how they work. Your 100 on the encounter table bursts out. Right, you've encountered a bug. Get ready. Don't laugh.
Does one get ready for a fog?
Don't laugh. Encounter their unique quirks.
I do finger guns to cover up how I wince.
A weird thing happens as you do finger guns.
Oh, no.
And I'm hoping that the Quinn's Quest community will join us in exploring these games too. If you this up, cannot describe to you how much your adventure ends here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the best way to learn is to play to find out. Play to Find Out is available now on the Quinn's Quest Patreon, but the first episode of each series streams for free on the Quinn's Quest YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. Anyway, you failed the Earthtech roll, and you made jokes while I was doing my exposition, so you don't get to hear any more.
Oh, no. Come on.
I was shook as... I think meanwhile Gertrude is still over with Mr. Werther's ghost. And she goes, I mean, look, so those are my friends, and as you can see, they're having a really hard time getting kind of any candy, and so if you take their candy and they can't also get the candy from the houses, that's just I don't know, they're having a rough Halloween, so if you could, maybe, I don't know, there was a house back there that seemed to have 500 or 600 children and a flamethrower, if that's more your angle.
Oh, the flamethrower house. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, so, I don't know, maybe you could just, have some Halloween spirit, and maybe you don't take
have
any from my friend.
Halloween spirit. I gave you a Werther's and you're just holding it in your hand. What do you mean Halloween spirit?
If I eat it, will you let my friends maybe keep their candies?
I think once you mentioned eating it, his googly eyes kind of just tighten right on you, and it goes,
Yeah, eat it.
Gertrude's going to extremely slowly unwrap the Werther's and take it and just sort of rest it on her tongue and be yeah.
And as you put it on your tongue, the Werther's ghost gets sucked up into the afterlife, and his ghost is laid to rest.
Gertrude is scarred for life.
He's been waiting 100 years for someone to eat that Werther's.
No one ever wants Werther's originals. Not on Halloween.
Gertrude's going to solemnly return to the group, and she hasn't actually finished eating it, so she's just going to silently kind of stand in the back going,
Jay, I think you drew that card. If you think that Gertrude successfully avoided that, you can give Gertrude that omen card.
Gertrude literally put someone to rest for me. Yes, absolutely.
Feels fair.
Oh my god. Wild.
We flip back over to Mr. Boggs as the door opens up again, and this guy comes out and goes, Yeah? Oh, I think you're a little old to be trick-or-treating too, my man. This is kids' candy.
And yes, that's well sussed. As you can.
Well sussed. Excuse me?
Well sussed.
I think you're a little sus. That's what I'm thinking right about now.
And naturally you are entitled, inclined, nay, determined to think so. And I appreciate that about you. It's very mature. But as you can see, these are children and they are immature. Therefore,
as
I would...
Mr. Boggs says immature, Haken throws a brick through the window.
Is this a gold brick or is this a regular
It's one of the gold
brick?
bricks.
Oh, wait, hang on. This wasn't part of the plan.
I will say, actually, that's cause a ruckus. Why don't you go ahead and flip some cards for an additional whoopsie?
Oh, there we go. Oh, wait.
I think I need
Is it a black card?
Whoopsies, we're looking for red cards.
Oh, there it is. Then.
King of Hearts.
Ooh. Lots of king energy in this playthrough.
Too many.
A lot of king energy in this.
When the door opens, the wealthy family inside completely snubs me. They clearly are looking down on my costume. How do you help me get revenge?
Oh, no.
I think as I throw the gold brick through the window, from inside the same house, another man kind of comes holding the brick and goes, "Who goes there?" And bites the gold bar and goes, "Peasants, 13 carats only." Throws it back out and goes, "Shoo away."
Sir, it is a chocolate gold bar.
Oh.
Chocolate? That was
Yeah.
chocolate? 13?
Yes.
He
Have
clearly
you ever had chocolate bars?
No.
You've never had a chocolate bar?
I'm too rich to have chocolate.
Well, it doesn't sound like your life has much richness at all.
How dare you?
No, sir. How dare you?
Mr. Boggs!
And Mr. Boggs sort of ushers the kids away, and he's just like, go, go, go.
As you're ushering them away, the guy's like, "I challenge you to a duel. Where are you going?"
I would really prefer not to. Thank you.
I think you see Sal come up to you and just kind of nudge you a little bit. Goes, "Mr. Boggs, that was pretty tight. That was pretty cool."
Thank you. As you can see, it's raining, so I am rather cold. I appreciate it. You noticing that I'm experiencing a chill.
And I think Sal's going to do a bingo and speak from the heart and light up the world. Which is a lovely, lovely bingo. And it's going to look at Mr. Boggs, kind of get under the umbrella with Mr. Boggs and just kind of be like, Mr. Boggs, you're actually pretty awesome. And I didn't really notice that before, but bros. And just kind of holds up a hand to fist bump.
And Mr. Boggs doesn't quite understand the youth. So he'll lift his briefcase and knock it against Sal's fist.
Oh.
Sal just kind of laughs and will turn over some additional cards. Also, who turned over the king? Was that Jay? Was that you?
Which?
That was Schnook for the rich family.
Oh, yeah. Schnook, if you would like to award that card to either Mr. Boggs or Gertrude, probably Mr. Boggs in this case, you are welcome to. Or you can, if you got scared by the people in the house, you can shuffle it back into the deck and lose half of your candy.
Oh, choose wisely.
I think after that experience, Hey Kid is a little bit upset, and as Mr. Boggs and Sal are talking, goes up to Gertrude and asks,
"Hey Gertrude,
Yeah.
can I trick them?"
You know what? Yeah, they were kind of the worst. What kind of trick are you thinking?
and then Hey Kid goes, "Okay," and then
Oh, wait.
whistles, and out of a door to I guess hell opens, and Hey Kid's dog Yuck Yuck, who looks like a little puppy but now has a second head, and it's a regular dog head, and then the second head is the head of a snake, and goes, "Yuck Yuck, get him!" And Yuck Yuck charges into the house, and you can hear, "Whoa, what is?" The people inside are very confused, and the house kind of collapses into itself. And then Yuck Yuck comes out with 3 more gold bars.
Totally. Yup. Hey, kid, that was great. Yuck, yuck. Real good job. Okay. Yup. That was awesome. Real proud. Okay. Next house.
And as the house collapses, in the distance behind the rubble of this house, we see, from my bingo, I drew the Ace of Clubs, and we see in the distance an enormous striding skeletal figure moving through the clouds, its single eye resembling the moon, and it seems to be looking for something. For the guards, how do you keep its spotlight from shining on your goblin protectees?
Oh, man. I have an idea. So I think Gertrude has seen all of this, and Yuck Yuck comes running back, and that Sal and Mr. Boggs are having their moment, and Hey Kid and Yuck Yuck and like Monday are sprinting on over to the next house, feeling like excited and good about it. And Gertrude has not finished eating this Werther's because
Because it's a Werther's.
With a life force in it.
With a life force in it. And it's just sort of tucked in her cheek. And so she's going to take it out of her mouth.
Hey, Mr. Werther's ghost, are you...
Mr. Werther's ghost gets summoned back from the afterlife and it's like, no!
Hey, Mr. Werther's ghost, do you like happen to know someone who's a skeleton who has like one eye that resembles a moon and looks maybe like really scary and walks in a straight line at all times?
Looks like a skeleton.
If you need a visual reference, he's right over there.
Oh! You mean Moon Skeleton? I don't know the voice that I was doing for
Moon Skeleton guy, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so I just like kind of had this intuition that like maybe he shouldn't, his eye, like I don't really want my friends to get caught up in it. Could you maybe like do a sort of barrier between him and us for a little bit, and then I'll like keep eating the Werther's?
You're holding him hostage. you can never finish this Werther's because you'll always have access to this character.
I think Gertrude is realizing the power of this Werther's, and it's the teenager in her is like, yes. So
There's a
the
metaphor
kid in
here
her is
somewhere.
like, oh, this is bad.
Mr. Werther's ghost is like,
Okay, but you swear you're gonna finish that Werther's?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's just like once that skeleton moon man is kind of not around anymore. Like once we get done with trick or treating, I think that might be like, yeah, definitely. I promise.
and then
Promise.
he goes like looks up into the sky, is like,
Mrs. Strawberry Bonbon Ghost is gonna... I'll see my wife again in just a bit.
and then creates the barrier for between the skeleton man and you guys.
What is as that barrier goes up, I think I can easily pass that ace over to Gertrude. What does that barrier, that Werther's Strawberry Bonbon barrier look like?
I think that the Werther's Mr. Werther's ghost just sort of stretches him out super thin, and because he's like pure darkness, that the moon skeleton's like, well, there's nothing over there. And turns around and starts walking in the other direction.
I love it.
Incredible work.
And then once that's been confirmed, Gertrude will pop the Werther's back in her cheek.
And Mr. Werther's ghost gets sucked back into the sky.
I think Monday turns to Sal and is like, I got this giant bone in my last collection of candy. I wonder who put that in there. Oh, well. I'm sure it'll sell for a pretty penny at the shop, but strange.
As you say bone, Yuck Yuck tries to get into your bag to get the bone.
Hey, stop. Well, okay, you can have it.
Best to give the two-headed dog what it wants.
Very salient point. I wish I had two. I'll look for another one.
Yeah, as like you give Yuck Yuck the bone, I think one of the heads throws up an extra gold bar into your bag.
Perfect. This is really going my way tonight.
Was it the snake head or the dog
The
head?
snake head threw it up.
Ooh.
It took a really long time.
I didn't enjoy watching that.
And then it like licks you as like
Aw.
a thank you.
It smells me. That's nice. I smell amazing, so I understand.
You really do, Monday. It's like, what are your, you're just always, you look so good and you smell so good. You really, kind of, yeah, it's impressive.
You have 10 minutes to cut that out. Thank you for noticing. I just thought that tonight I'd amp it up a little, you know?
Yeah. I really like, yeah, you've got that mustache. It's very cool. It kind of makes me want to like draw one on my mask, maybe.
Oh. Well, I'd be happy to help you.
That'd be super cool.
Absolutely. I am going to use some fairy magic to craft the exact perfect mustache for Gertrude's mask. I think I want to like start designing it out of the leaves that you've got on your mask. But I'd love some input from you too as to what it finally looks like. But Monday can do it all. Whatever you want, whatever you need.
I think Gertrude has full surrendered to Monday.
Great.
Is enamored with Monday. Is like, man, this is the dream.
Then it matches my curled mustache exactly. And we're a couple of twins. And using a bit of fairy magic to make a fairy miracle is one of my bingos. I don't know if making a mustache is a miracle,
Yeah.
but...
Hey, for some people, it certainly is.
Hey, absolutely.
So bingos, we're looking for black face cards.
Let's do it. Ooh.
Oh,
King
there we
of
go.
Clubs.
And you get a bunch of candy as well.
I do. The King of Clubs prompt is: a thin mist rolls across the street and we suddenly become deeply lost. How do you help us find our way back to the streets we should be on? I think it just takes me forever to make the mustache perfect because I keep I'm like, no, it's just a little lopsided. And so like, we're probably standing here for 20, 30 minutes while I'm just like perfecting the mustache. And then finally it's just mist everywhere.
I feel like Gertrude kind of sees the mist out of like her peripheral vision, but also doesn't want to move her face because she wants you to have like the perfect, canvas.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like muttering like, oh, maybe, okay, there's just... Okay,
Don't move. I've almost got it.
Uh-huh. But like, if you look over that way, okay. But it's just way too like no one knows what she's saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sal, Mr. Boggs, and Hey Kid have like continued on their journey through this neighborhood, and I think it's just Gertrude and Monday who are lost.
Oh, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh man, I can just even tell that this like looks amazing.
It does.
But yeah, you're so talented. Do you know where we are? Cause it got like real misty.
You got misty? You're emotional? I did a really good job.
You did. If you look around, there used to be a house there, and also there, and also there. And now I just kind of see you and me. Or is that part of the fairy magic?
It's all part of the fairy magic, but now that you mention it, it is a bit strange that we can't see any of the houses.
Did you say you have a bone in your back?
What? Oh, yeah. I got a bone in my bag.
Do you still have that?
No, I gave it to the dog.
Canonically. That's right.
Wait, does Monday has wings as a fairy?
I do have wings, yes.
So wait, yeah. So like Yuck Snakehead smelled, like picked up your scent, right?
That's right.
So like maybe if you flap your wings a whole bunch, Yuck can like find us again?
Oh, great idea. I spritz myself with way too much cologne. And start flapping my wings.
And yeah, Gertrude's just gonna be calling it like yuck.
I think as this is happening, like Sal, Mr. Boggs, Hey Kid, and Yuck are still like trick or treating, and Yuck kind of like picks something up and like turns back and starts running, I guess, towards the mist. Hey Kid notices, looks at Yuck, sees the mist, notices that like Monday and Gertrude aren't there. Thinks for a second, like, oh, should I tell Mr. Boggs and Sal, who have not noticed, and goes, nah, and keeps going forward as Yuck Yuck goes back to get you guys.
I feel like also the mix of like the cologne and the fairy energy and everything, the mist just like slowly turning pink instead of white.
It's fabulous.
It's just glitter and shimmer and stunning.
And like, I think that Monday has lost the plot here, like forgotten that this is an attempt to get us out of the mist and is just like making a whole show out of it.
Honestly, Gertrude, I think, has also lost the plot and is just in awe, like watching this personal stunning show go on up until the point that like Yuck Yuck appears and is sitting next to Gertrude, and all of a sudden she looks over and is like, oh, hi, oh, hey, Yuck Yuck. Great, we're lost. Cool. Okay. Hey, Monday, I know you're like in the zone. You want to like kind of in the zone, but like in that direction?
Oh, anywhere where there's a bigger audience. Absolutely. Let's go.
And I think that's when Mr. Boggs like looks around, is just like, Gertrude. Gertrude.
At this moment, I think Monday bursts through the fog in like a stunning pink cloud of fairy energy, and all of the trick-or-treaters on the block turn around and start clapping, going,
I've arrived. Hello. Thank you.
Gertrude just kind of like slinks through it past and like, yeah.
Monday, please catch up with the group. We're going to the next house. Thank you.
Fine.
And I think as Gertrude comes up, Sal's going to do a bingo to support someone creatively. Seeing Gertrude's new mustache mask is going to walk up to Gertrude and go, Gertrude, I'm really digging the mask. Oh, and he's like touching the mask and seeing like the leaf mustache and kind of like touching his own face. Just like, bet you I could rock a mustache. It's just like kind of looking in your very opaque mask, like trying to catch a reflection of himself that will never come.
Gertrude is like beaming as much as one can in a mask that covers your entire face. She is overjoyed by this mustache, and now the fact that Sal has complimented it is like, it's a dream come true. This is the best Halloween she's ever had.
I am awarding my king to you, Gertrude, for solving the problem.
Oh, thank you.
I did draw our third ace, but it's a red ace, so we won't be using it. So our prompt is going to be from the Jack of Clubs.
Ooh.
But that does mean we're only one ace away from the end of the chapter.
No.
For the Jack of Clubs, a pack of strange dogs are nearby. They have slobbering jaws and are definitely dangerous, but I think they're cute. How do you pacify the dogs?
Did they come through the hellhole? Along with Yuck Yuck.
Yeah, Yuck Yuck's hellhole is still open. And it's releasing ghouls and demons and monsters into the world.
I really love the idea also that all these monsters are from Hey Kids hellhole from last year.
I think Mr. Boggs is walking and he looks over and he like registers it, and then he keeps walking and then he stops and he looks back. And he like does this like very clear double take, and he's like, you kids head along now.
Okay.
That house. Oh, great. Thank you.
I think you see Yuck Yuck kind of go and starts running towards the other dogs to play.
I think Mr. Boggs kind of goes over and is just like trying to, in his, like he has his briefcase in one hand and his umbrella in the other, and he's just sort of like trying to awkwardly like herd the animals back into the hellhole. And because I mean, he's seen this before. It's
of course.
taken. And he's just like, there's a good poochie. Let's go, puppos.
Yeah, I think like back home,
Back
Hell
in,
Kid
please.
opened up like a demon portal in Mr. Boggs' room, so Mr. Boggs knows absolutely how to take care of this.
Yeah. And he's just like, yep, but Balto, traitor, forged in blood. Let's go.
I gotta think Mr. Boggs is especially good at this because like the rain's hitting the umbrella and is falling off, so it's like you've got this little water shield that keeps hitting the hell dogs, and we just hear like
Yeah.
And the dog's just kind of like, tail between their legs, just moving backwards in that weird scuttle way that dogs do.
Yeah, so I think Mr. Boggs is just like herding these hellhounds back into hell. And he's like, now what's the incantation? Oh no. Does it come from the Book of the Blood Dragon, or do I need to remember the correct verses from the Unbroken House of Doom? Maybe it's a chant. Is it a
The House of Doom chant.
House of Doom. Thank you, Hey Kid. Thank you, House of Doom chant. And he performs the House of Doom chant, which involves a surprising number of stomps.
I'm sorry to do this to you. Can you give us just a small little sampling of the House of Doom chant?
I didn't want to say it, but I really wanted to say it.
I'm so sorry. I hope you still like this podcast after this, but we have to know.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust you to edit this, so it's rather good. Yeah, Mr. Boggs sort of like he's standing there and he like goes around in a circle clockwise once and then Wittershins the other way and then counter Wittershins the third way. And he's like, as we leave the House of Doom, we remember to clean our rooms. As we leave the House of Doom, we have swept and put away the brooms. It's the House of Doom and we keep it neat. It's the House of Doom. Remember to wipe your feet. Yes.
Monday's balling.
That was incredible.
That's like, yeah, this portal just like sucks up all of like the hell spawn creatures that have run amok in the...
Including Yuck Yuck.
Including Yuck Yuck. Yuck Yuck also gets sucked in. And you hear that kid yell, "Bye, Yuck Yuck, I'll see you later."
Bye, Yuck Yuck.
Jay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be hitting you up with that audio later to be like, hey, let's make a song out of this.
Let's do it. I'm in.
I'm so sorry.
We're going to make it a banger.
It was amazing.
As that happens, Hey Kid is at the next house with Sal, rings a doorbell, and as someone like opens it, Hey Kid goes, "I got this."
Hi, my name's Hey Kid. And has this ever happened to you? Have you been flim-flammed, bamboozled, spooked by a ghost? Well, I'm the best ghost lawyer in town.
And I think that's like pretty endearing for Hey Kid, so I'm gonna do a bingo.
Oh,
Mr. Boggs has caught up at this point.
And Mr. Boggs, you can definitely take that Omen card.
And bingo is a black face card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Queen of Clubs.
Even before you read that Omen, I want to have Sal support you creatively and do his own bingo as well.
Whoa.
And as you're giving your spiel, he's just standing behind and go, "Call the law offices of 1-800 Hey Kid. He'll get your ghost."
And Hey Kid follows with like,
Hire us now.
So why don't you go and tell us what your bingo was?
Cool. Queen of Clubs. The houses down the street have no lights, and the sound of distant flutes wafts through the air. How do we avoid this section so I don't get hurt?
distant flutes.
Also, for my bingo, I drew our fourth and final ace, which is a gang of older kids, quote unquote, dressed as zombies who call themselves the Ghoul Gang, are harassing us.
Not the Ghoul Gang.
How do you guys chase them off without picking a fight? So we'll kind of combine these two into our kind of last scene before we make our way back to the bed and breakfast.
They're a ghoul gang of flautists.
I'm really picturing West Side Story.
I was saying it's West Side Story and they're snapping.
Yeah. Half of them are snapping, half of them are playing flutes, and it's very intimidating because they're very good, surprisingly good, like weirdly very talented.
The leader's just rocking a piccolo.
I think that Gertrude, she like gets weird vibes, but also is like, I don't know, those teenagers look kind of cool. I'm just gonna go over and try to chit chat and be like, hey, so yeah, are you guys like
You like trick-or-treating? You like taking some like younger friends trick-or-treating? Yeah?
And you see the ghoul with the piccolo kind of finishes with a little flourish. Hey, mama. How's it going?
Oh, no.
We're the ghoul gang.
Oh, okay. So like, where are you guys up to? You trick-or-treating?
Trick-or-treating. Ha ha. And you see as he like moves his head, one of his like loose zombified eyes just kind of pops out and he goes, whoop. Pops it back in with a little like flourish.
More like good eating.
Yeah, candy's like really, really yummy. It's like good stuff. Yeah. Is your eye supposed to do that? It's like a really realistic costume.
Mamacita, my eyes do a whole bunch of things. They can do this, watch. And he makes them go in different directions, like articulating on their own. We're not here for the treats. We're here for the tricks. Ow! And they do a flute solo.
And as he says that, you see like the other like they all have like bricks attached like in their pockets and stuff.
Gertrude just kind of picking up on the vibe of like, oh, maybe I don't want to hang out with these teenagers. She thought for a second maybe she could find a little cool teen group of like she could have cool teen energy with, and she's realizing maybe these are not my friends.
The ghoul gang leader looks at everyone and goes, all right, gang, let's keep it spooky. And they a haunting riff begins to come in the form of like woodwinds, but also like there's like weird string ambiance happening as well. Like the music in this area is beginning to swell and like surround this entire group in this like weird sickly cacophony of in tune, out of tune. I'm gonna have to sound design this. It's gonna be a real bummer. In tune and out of tune woodwinds and strings that are slowly like turning less and less in tune as we go. And Gertrude and Mr. Boggs, I think you see Sal start to kind of cower just a little bit, and you see the button on his shirt that previously said Moon Age Daydream pops off and like clatters to the ground, and one of the ghouls goes over and stomps on it.
Yeah, this is like not my favorite kind of music. If you guys are into music, though, I've got a friend who's like...
Gertrude?
Well, I know a person.
Gertrude?
Who's like really...
Pardon me,
What?
Gertrude. Sometimes you don't need to explain yourself to people who aren't going to explain themselves to you.
Oh.
And Mr. Boggs just like puts his hand on her back and sort of like steers her away. And I think that he turns to the leader and he's like, you have a good night somewhere else.
The ghoul gang all kind of like, all of the ones on the wings kind of turn to the leader, and the leader has this piccolo and all of a sudden is like doing a little spooky solo, and then as you deliver this just like chilling gaze at him, you hear him all of a sudden go and the note kind of dips, and all of the ghoul gang guys kind of look around and go, dude, got you.
Just got roasted, bro.
And you see the ghoul gang leader physically begin to like shrink, and his clothes stay the same size, but he like shrinks inside them until he's like half of his size, and now the clothes are all like oversized. The piccolo now looking like a full-size flute in his tiny little hands.
Gertrude definitely turns to Sal and is like,
I like your music like a lot better than whatever they were doing.
Oh, hey, thanks. I've been practicing a lot. Actually, I think I'm pretty close on a new song. Would you maybe want to hear it sometime soon?
Yeah, that'd be like really cool. I'd like that a lot.
Cool. Would you want to hear the acoustic version or the electric version, or do you just want me to go like full a cappella? Like, you tell me which to prepare, and I'll kind of prepare in that with those specifications.
Oh, yeah, totally. I don't know if I know that much about like different music sorts of things.
Acapella, bro. Go acapella.
and hearing that, Gertrude's like,
But maybe like anything except the acapella one.
And I think as you say that, we fade from the cul-de-sac in the streets where we are trick-or-treating, and we find ourselves just a few hours later as the streetlights begin to tick on. I guess streetlights would already be on. As the streetlights are continuing to glow in the background, but the moon is very high in the sky, no longer hidden by the Werther's ghost. We find ourselves back in the bed and breakfast.
I think as like we all were walking back, we passed like that first flamethrower house. We see Germ, Squirm, and Worm still outside, and Hakid goes, wait 1 second, and goes over to those kids and gives them half of his gold bars. I guess is all we've got.
No, no, don't.
Comes back.
We didn't talk about
Monday
this.
is like physically like can't handle it.
Sal has finally kind of turned slightly from goblin into guard and just kind of puts a hand on Monday's shoulder and goes,
Oh my god.
Monday, this is actually really good for Hakid. I've never seen Hakid. Like, I asked Hakid for a literal penny last year that they got in their candy, and they would not give it to me.
Oh.
A penny. They ate it in front of me. I wanted to use it as a guitar pick to write them their own original song, and they said, nah, and they popped it right in their mouth.
Oh god, but
Trust me, this is a big step.
Okay, fine. I'm going to try to just... It's okay. Everything's fine. I'm coming back with not even the cool bone that I picked up. 4 pieces of candy. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Trick-or-treating was wonderful.
Monday?
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like, I can give you my costume.
Oh my, Mr. Boggs.
As you can see, I'm dressed as a visiting encyclopedia salesman.
Oh. In fact, I had hoped that you were going to come to the shop and pick up something, and when you didn't, I was so disappointed. And for you to... What an honor, Mr. Boggs. Thank you.
No problem. And as you can see, Hey Kid is so beautifully modeling my other costume. Man at an apple bar waiting to be noticed.
Apple bar, sir?
Man at an apple bar waiting
Like a genius bar? Oh no.
Oh man. I have a whole list right here. Very mundane costumes.
Save it for the talk back. We're gonna use it.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
As we find ourselves back in the study, the living room of the bed and breakfast, you see Sal has recovered his pin that is now much more punk rock, having been stepped on. It still says Moon Age Daydream. Oh. And why don't we just go around and, for all our goblins and for our guards, tell us the favorite piece of candy that you found in your bag at the end of the night. Hey kid, why don't we start with you since you're the OG goblin here?
Sure. Hey kid has like I guess a bunch of like candy and stuff, and then has those like gold bars that he pilfered from these houses, and has one for himself and gives one out to each of the guards and the other goblins, and then sits down and goes, "Happy Halloween!" And as Hey Kid says that, the gold bars kind of just explode with chocolate. It's just all over the place in Yazeba's bed and breakfast. And you cut to the ghoul, the flamethrower house with Worm, Squirm, and Germ. Their gold bars also have exploded everywhere.
And they're loving
They
it.
love it.
I think Sal is sitting next to Hey Kid and has given Hey Kid like a bunch of his candy, but has opened like a king size bar of something, has eaten half it, given the other chocolate to Hey Kid, and is on the inside of the wrapper scribbling song lyrics. And as he's scribbling, he kind of keeps looking at Mr. Boggs, just kind of like in a very like looking up to this person kind of way, and doesn't realize it, but he's essentially just recreating the lyrics of Hip to Be Square. And is trying to come up with a song for Mr. Boggs.
Oh no!
As a thank you.
That's so charming.
And Monday, what do you find in your bag?
So I'm looking at the list that the book provides. I drew 3 7s, so I get 3 different box of jocks, whatever those are. And I think Monday's just going like junk, trash, just like going through it. Nothing's worth selling at the shop. However, I also drew a 4, and a 4 corresponds to a Wagner's unoriginal. So I pull it out and I'm just like, what's this? And then there's like a whisper that only I can hear that's just like, can you hear me? This is good. This is good.
And as that whisper kind of lingers in Monday's ear, a glimmer in Monday's eye, knowing exactly the shelf that it's going to be going on in the gift shop, we begin to pull out into a very haunted September 15th as the moon is beginning to turn that sickly red color, and we hear off in the distance a wolf of some kind howl into the night.
And as we hear that wolf, Gertrude finally finishes her brother's original. And she whispers to herself,
Tell your wife I say hey.
You hear like whispers like in your ear. Thank you.
And that is the end of chapter 13, Hey Kid Goes A-Guising. The theme song for Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast, Stay, Won't You? Written and performed by Matt DeCaro. This episode featured the original song, It's Halloween, by Jay Stroutman.
Yay! Yay! That was really sweet.
That was beautiful.
If you're hearing this, that means you listened to every last second of this episode. And if you simply cannot wait until the next episode drops, you should head over to patreon.com/myfirstdungeonpod and become a member of the Dice Pool. Fresh! For just a few bucks a month, you'll get cast talkbacks, original games, and a full-length bonus actual play each and every month. As of the end of 2023, there's already over 20 hours of bonus audio, plus a whole bunch of other goodies to enjoy. So head on over to patreon.com/myfirstdungeonpod and jump on into the Dice Pool. We'll see you there. Splash!